Good, good morning, Washington, and all the ships at sea. Welcome to Dave TV for the 18th of August, 2011. As you can see here, I'm reading my Phillies souvenir program from when the Phillies played the Braves. This was in 1971 at the old Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, which I believe has been since demolished. And you can hear every play there on WCAU Radio 121, which is now WPHT 1210 AM. But as many of you may or may not know, I was born in New York City, grew up in the suburbs of Philadelphia there in New Jersey. And we lived in the Philadelphia area from about 1960 till 1972 when my dad got transferred. He worked for Xerox at the time, and we moved down to the Washington area. So we lived in the Jersey suburbs of Philly. There's the Phillies there on Channel 17, WPHL in Philadelphia. And the time of this, in 1971, we were living in a town called Woodbury, which is directly due south of Philly in the Jersey suburbs, Gloucester County, and actually a township of West Deptford. And we were directly across the river from the Philadelphia airport. You know, so the planes, you could see the planes going right over the house. You could see the dirt on the bottom of the planes. Some of them were coming in so low for the landing. But so if you're ever landing at the Philadelphia airport, look across the Delaware River. That's where we were living at the time. But very fun memories. And one of the radio stations actually that had a transmitter tower near where I lived, right off of I-295 there south of Philly, was WIP. And WIP back then was a easy listening station. It was owned by Metro Media, same people that owned WASH at the time in Washington and WCBM in Baltimore. And on all three of the stations, they had full service, easy listening kind of adult contemporary formats. You know, lots of nice music, nice personality-oriented DJs, and lots of news at the top of the hour. Metro Media they had the stations at WIP in Philadelphia, 610, WCBM in Baltimore, 680, and on FM in Washington at 97.1. And eventually Metro Media went away and all the stations got sold and all that. But anyhow, WIP is now a CBS-owned sports talker in Philadelphia. The problemo is that another sports talker in Philadelphia, WPEN 950, recently started an FM relay on 97.5, I believe it is. And the Fanatic, I think is what they call it. Anyhow, the folks at CBS are kind of getting a little nervous. I guess the ratings of WIP aren't what they should be. So the rumor, actually more than a rumor, the plan now, what we're reading in all the trade pubs, including what's being reported in the Philadelphia Daily News, is that come August, let me see, when is this now? There will be a big meeting today in the Philadelphia CBS radio headquarters, and it's going to probably mean that WIP's 610 signal will get an FM relay in Philadelphia on 94.1. What's 94.1? 94.1 is WYSP, and that is one of the long-time legendary rock stations in Philadelphia. Okay? I mean, there are basically two big rock stations in Philly that battle each other. They're right next to each other on the dial. There's WMMR 93.3 and WYSP 94.1. And, these stations have been battling each other for 30 years, various format, incarnations, and both stations I think have been cooler than they are today. But anyhow, YSP, I remember listening to YSP back in the 80s. It was a pretty damn cool station. But anyhow, you will remember that WYSP eventually became, that kind of like WJFK-ish thing. They had Howard Stern on in the mornings. Eventually, Don and Mike even took their show to Philadelphia and to New York and were on WYSP and had a number of wonderful, horrendously entertaining feuds with WYSP manager Tim Sabian. I remember that. That was a lot of fun. But anyhow, the station eventually went back to rock. Now they play a kind of a rock format that's kind of like what we here in the Washington area have on 105.9. Kind of a hardish, classic rock format with lots of that stuff you remember from your high school days if you're a dude in his 40s. Okay, so anyhow, it looks like before Labor Day, WIP will start being relayed in Philadelphia on 94.1. Goodbye, WYSP. Another CBS rocker bites the dust. You know, CBS is infamous for getting rid of rock stations. They got rid of HFS here in Washington. They got rid of BCN in Boston. They're getting rid of a cool rock station, WKRK in Cleveland. I mean, I could make a list of cool rock stations that CBS has blown up. So anyhow, so Philadelphia is going to go back to being basically a one rock market. Well, they really don't have one rock. Philadelphia has a couple of good stations. Okay, Philadelphia does have WMMR 93.3. They got that Clear Channel thing on 104.5. Okay, what do they call it? Riff or something? You know, WRFF or something. And that's an alt rocker. And you know, so you got other stations. You got WMGK. What is that? 102.9 Classic Rock. So Philadelphia won't be without rock stations, but it will be one major rock station less. So anyhow, the interesting news out of Philadelphia. Danny Bonaducci is doing the WYSP morning show. Remember him? He was that little kid on the Partridge Family with the red hair. You know, he kind of grew up and lost his cuteness. Anyhow, Danny is looking like he's being let go from the station. So we're going to have Rock on. We're going to have an FM sports talker in Philly that will join CBS's FM sports talkers in Baltimore at 105.7 and here in DC at 106.7. So that's interesting news from just a couple of miles north. Here's the Washington Post today. The old Washington Post. See it there? I'm looking on the front page. Gee, you know, I just don't see anything about that flash mob in Germantown there on the front page. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, it led WMAL's newscast every hour yesterday. Every hour. You think it'd be on the front page of the Post? Maybe it's a local story, right? So maybe it's going to be on the front page of the Metro section, right? No, don't see it there either. Huh. You think a story that would make the top of every WMAL newscast that would be mentioned 3 times at the top of their website might be in the Post? Oh, here it is. Page B3. There, a little, where is that? There it is. Police to begin ID flash mob suspects. Okay, so it's a little digest piece on B3 of the Post. Huh. Man, you think with all the hype that MAL gave it yesterday, you would think that maybe this story would be the front page lead headline of the Washington Post. Oh, you know, I mean, look at this. Look at this. $450 worth of drinks, candy, and snacks were stolen. Oh my! What's this world coming to? I don't know, man. It's done. Okay. Well, anyhow, yeah. I'm not endorsing. I don't think it's right for kids to go steal snacks out of a 7-Eleven at 2 in the morning. But I don't know. Does it really merit being a top story on a major news station all day? That great style section. Lots of big. Look at that. There's hardly anything written about anything. It's just big pictures. Oh, we got a nice story here. Mormons winning the web. But I don't see WTOP mentioned anywhere in here. Yeah. Excuse me. WTOP used to be owned by an offshoot of the Mormon Church there, but it isn't anymore. It's now owned by Hubbard, which is based in St. Louis. I still think that WTOP will eventually be sold to CBS. I really think CBS needs to do something about its grunky cluster here in Washington. I don't know. I really think Steve Swenson's going to start making some changes here in Washington, and I really think the first change he's going to make is going to be at 94.7. I think he's going to blow that station up, and I think he's going to put in some kind of a really cool oldies format like WCBS AM in New York, WCBS FM in New York, or WOGL in Philly. I really think something like that's going to happen. Lots of personalities, really cool music, almost a full service type station. Fresh. It's in a never-ending 3-way battle with Wash and Mix. And does anybody want to listen to Tommy McFly in the morning? Man, that guy is just, oh, he is, there was a thing in Fishbowl yesterday about him. He was just desperate to get on this Rob Long reality show that's supposed to be being made in D.C., but it's been on hiatus and no one's going to do it. Oh, it's just, you read it and you go, Tommy. Oh. Can anyone be so obnoxiously self-promotional? I guess that's the good term for it. Tip of the old camo gap to Tommy McFly. All right, folks. Anyhow, that's it for today. Tune your radio to 94.1. You can't in Washington. You can. You're not going to get anything. You're going to get hash from WKYS there. But anyhow, 94.1 in Philly. Goodbye, Rock. Hello, more sports talk. All right, folks. That's Dave TV for today, the 18th of August, 2011. Stay tuned and cut. Pray.